The unexpected inheritance. John Miller was an ordinary man. Every day, he woke up early to work in a small bakery in his quiet town. He lived a simple life with little excitement. One cold winter morning, while walking to work, John passed by a busy street. On a worn wooden bench near the sidewalk, he saw an old man sitting alone. The man wore old clothes and looked tired and sad. John remembered his mother's advice. Always be kind to others. He felt a warm feeling in his heart and walked over to the old man. "Good morning, sir. Are you all right?" John asked gently. The old man looked up slowly and said, "I am a bit cold and hungry. I have had a difficult time these days." John felt sorry for him. "I can buy you a cup of hot tea or a sandwich," he offered with a friendly smile. The old man, whose name was Tom, nodded with gratitude. John left quickly to a nearby cafe, bought a warm sandwich and a cup of tea, and returned to the bench. He sat down next to Tom and handed him the food. They talked for a few minutes. Tom told John that he had lost his home and had no family to care for him. Although his voice was quiet, John heard the pain in every word. After that day, John continued his usual routine. He went to work and helped out in small ways whenever he could. However, the memory of Tom's sad face stayed in his heart. John thought that even a small act of kindness can help someone who is in need. A few days later, when John arrived home from work, he found an unusual envelope in his mailbox. The envelope was neat and made of good paper. John was surprised because he rarely received letters like that. Slowly, he opened the envelope and unfolded the letter. The letter read, "Dear John Miller, greater than a few days ago, you showed kindness to a man on the street. You helped me when I needed it most. I want you to know that I am not the man you thought I was. My name is Mr. Robert King. I come from a wealthy family, and I once lived a life of comfort. But I wanted to test the true nature of people. I chose to live as a homeless person for some time so I could see if kind strangers would help me. Your act of kindness was genuine and warm. I have now set aside an inheritance for you. I want you to use this gift to do even more good in the world. Please come to my home at 123 Maple Street in the city, and I will explain everything. Greater than sincerely, greater than Robert King." John was shocked. He could not believe his eyes. The man he had helped was not really a homeless man at all. He was a rich person who wanted to see if people had real kindness in their hearts. John's mind was full of questions. Was this letter real? Could it be true that one act of kindness had led to such an invitation? The next morning, feeling both nervous and curious, John decided to go to the address written in the letter. He took the bus into the city and soon arrived at 123 Maple Street. In front of him was a big, beautiful house with a green garden and a tidy lawn. John took a deep breath and knocked on the door. After a few moments, the door opened, and a friendly man greeted him. The man was well dressed and had a kind smile. "Hello, John. I have been waiting for you," he said warmly. This man was Mr. Robert King. Inside the house, John saw many elegant rooms with comfortable furniture and pretty paintings on the walls. Mr. King led John into a quiet room and offered him a cup of tea. John sat down, still thinking about the letter he had received. Mr. King began to speak slowly. "John, I want to tell you my story. I was born into a rich family, and I lived a comfortable life. But as I grew older, I made some mistakes. I lost my wealth and, for a short time, my family. I was very sad. I wanted to test how honest and kind people were when I had nothing. So, I decided to live like a homeless man for a little while. John listened carefully. He remembered the cold morning when Tom's eyes looked so full of sorrow. "Why did you choose that way?" asked John. Mr. King smiled kindly. "I wanted to see if people would help me without knowing my true story. I met many who did not notice me. But then I met you. You did not ignore me. You showed me kindness and offered real help. I believe that is a very special quality. That is why I have set aside an inheritance for you." Mr. King's voice was calm and honest. John was quiet for a moment. "I only helped because it was the right thing to do," he said. "I did not expect anything in return." Mr. King nodded. "Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness lead to the greatest changes. I do not want this inheritance for my own pleasure. My idea is to give you the chance to use this gift to help others. With this money, you can start a project in your community, help people who are struggling, and make our world a little kinder." Over the next hour, Mr. King explained everything to John. He told him that he had created a trust fund with enough money to start a small charity. The purpose of the fund was to support projects that helped people in need. Mr. King believed that John, with his honest and caring heart, was the best person to manage that first gift of hope. John felt a mix of shock, happiness, and a bit of worrying. "I am not sure I can take care of so much responsibility," John finally said in simple words. Mr. King placed a reassuring hand on John's shoulder. "You have already shown that you care about others. Sometimes we discover our true strengths when we face unexpected challenges. Use this opportunity to make a difference." In the days and weeks that followed, John began to plan how he could use the inheritance to help his town. With advice from Mr. King and support from a few friends, John opened a small community center. The center was a warm, welcoming place where people could find food, advice, and sometimes just a friendly smile. John organized workshops, helped people find jobs, and even started a small garden where the community could grow vegetables together. Slowly, the community center changed. The town. Neighbors started to talk to each other more often, sharing their problems and helping one another. People began to believe that even a small act of kindness could lead to big changes. John always remembered the day he helped a stranger on the street. His simple act had become a spark that lit up many lives. Mr. King visited the center sometimes. He listened to stories from the people who received help and shared his experience of how a test of humanity turned his life around. His words encouraged everyone to look for the good in people and to believe that kindness can change the world. John's life was never the same again. The unexpected inheritance did not make him rich in a normal way, but it filled his life with purpose. He learned that true wealth comes not from money, but from the love and care we share with others. Every time he saw someone smile because of the help given at the center, John felt proud and happy. In time, the community center helped many people. Former recipients of aid became helpers themselves. The story of John and the mysterious Mr. King spread around town. People began to believe that even in a hard world, one kind act can make a big difference. John's journey taught him and others that every little act of kindness matters. As he often said, "I was just one person on a cold winter day, but my small act of help has grown into a legacy of hope." And so, the story of the unexpected inheritance continues to inspire many too. Be kind, help others, and believe that everyone has the power to change the world.
I hope this story inspires you and shows how one simple act of kindness can grow into something wonderful. Enjoy your reading and keep practicing your English.